Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Baron Pike back here again with another new video. That was a really odd noise that I just made. Anyways, a little bit of a different video that I'm making here today. I actually, as of this recording, haven't logged into my Hivemind accounts for probably around 40 days. So I'm not gonna have another video up on the Hivemind accounts for a little bit here. Just kind of taking a break from those accounts. Been doing something different lately. I've still been playing Lady Falador just as much, getting some progress on her as I've released a couple episodes, but you know me, I'm not just gonna play on only one account. That would be way too boring. So no, I've actually been playing 6 accounts over the past couple weeks. I have been training up Lady Falador, released a few episodes about her, and you've seen the progress, and I don't want to spoil anything from this point forward. But as for the other accounts that I've been playing, for one, I have been training up my defense tank here, Skiller Guy. You've probably seen this account in one of my friend Trent's videos, Trenticles Gaming. If you haven't, you should definitely go check out his channel. He makes some pretty good content. But yeah, I haven't really showcased this account very much. On my channel, this account is a defense tank. Currently, as of this recording, level 68 defense, 57 hit points. The account is also got 68 agility and 81 hunter, so it's pretty much set up to go to black chins. And when that account's build is complete, I will definitely be looking to make some content in the wilderness with it. Just going around being really tanky. As for the other accounts I've been playing, this here is my main. This clip is a few weeks old, but the old name there, Jacob Skills. I actually had a YouTube channel back in RuneScape 2 under the name Jacob Skills, where I played on this exact account. This account is the same account that I've had since I think 2008 when I was in the 6th grade. Later on in the video I go on to renaming this account and the other 3 accounts that I've been playing. So the whole purpose of this is I wanted to create my own PvM army. I wanted to be able to go to like God Wars Dungeon and Corporal Beast and stuff with 4 accounts and all of them being controlled by me. This was of course the same concept that I had for the Hivemind accounts, and that's why I was focusing on those accounts for so long, but quite frankly, I'm enjoying keeping the Hivemind accounts in free-to-play, and I really love the, I guess, carefree sort of playstyle that I can have. I can do whatever I want and not have to worry about efficiency, because of course the accounts are not paying money for membership. So then I decided to instead make these 4 accounts. My main, of course, which would be the main PvM'ing account, and these 3 other accounts, which initially were just alts. As you can see, their names, Keldaguy, UIM Initiate, and Iron Skiller. This account, Iron Skiller, started out as a hardcore Iron Man. I made it around the time that hardcore Iron Man mode came out, but I played it for a little while, kinda got bored, and eventually just went back to training my main. When I had returned to this account a few years later, looking to make the PvM project, I already had another Iron Man account made, which was this account, Baron Pike, and I was much more proud of the stats and what I had already achieved on this account, so I figured I would just de-iron Iron Skiller and use it for the PvMing project. The next account, Keldaguy, started off as a Keldagrim locked Ultimate Iron Man account, which I played for a few weeks, but ultimately decided that there wasn't really any potential for video content because nobody would want to watch an account locked to Keldagrim where pretty much the only stuff you can do is skill or like kill some dwarves and stuff. There's just not enough rounded content to make a series on that interesting. Finally, UIM Initiate was an account that just got through Tutorial Island, and I more or less made it to secure the name because UIM Initiate originally was going to be the name of what is now Lady Falador, and the name UIM Initiate is inspired because the final quest in the quest line that Lady Falador is going to do is Recruitment Drive, which promotes you to the rank of Initiate within the Temple Knights. Anyway, I later went on to rename these accounts Tiz Talk Jake 1, 2, 3, and 4. I did this around the time that I completed fire capes on all these accounts, which was a few weeks ago. I just sort of liked the idea, Tiz Talk Jad, Tiz Talk Jake, I don't know, they both start with a J and they're one syllable. Going back to around a month ago, I had completed some quests on these accounts, the crucial quests needed to unlock the easiest Nightmare Zone bosses, and those quests would be Vampire Slayer, Mountain Daughter, Ascent of Arceus, Depths of Despair, and What Lies Below. Now, completing these 5 quests will unlock 5 extremely low-level Nightmare Zone bosses when, if fought in a Nightmare Zone session that is a normal rumble and not a hard rumble, you are able to pretty much AFK in Nightmare Zone for as long as you want. You can absorb up to 1,000, and these monsters won't be able to hit you down more than about 300 to 500 absorption points before your account will be 20-minute logged. So essentially, as long as you remember to look back every 20 minutes, there's no chance at all that you're going to get booted out of Nightmare Zone. So I went on to complete these quests: Mountain Daughter, Depths of Despair, Ascent of Arceus. Depths of Despair and Ascent of Arceus, I actually hadn't done those quests even on my main account because I really hate quests in this game. Overall, they are by far my least favorite part of old school RuneScape, is having to complete all of the quests if you want to unlock the best gear and content. Anyway, I also went on to doing What Lies Below. I had to spend a bit of money on rune crafting on these accounts by doing it with body tiaras. Creating body tiaras is a pretty pricey method if you don't have a lot of money, but it also trains the early levels of rune crafting extremely quickly, and I was willing to put the money in at this point because time was more valuable to me. After doing an extensive amount of training in Nightmare Zone, I would then work towards obtaining some certain untradables that I would need, such as Dragon Defenders. So here's that. I probably had to spend somewhere around 10 hours total camping my Dragon Defenders on all of the accounts. I did Tiz Talk Jake 3 and 4, which were, of course, renamed as Keldagai and UIM Initiate in this clip. I did those 2 in tandem, so I saved a lot of time doing that. However, I hunted the Dragon Defender earlier on, the 3rd PvM'ing alt, so if you add up all of the time I spent in-game, was probably somewhere in the realm of 10 hours. After that, I would want to move on to doing fire capes. I recorded a little bit of live commentary here, so you'll get to see that. Alrighty, you know what these inventories are for. We're doing the fight caves. I don't really think I'm missing anything. Anyway, this is the gear setup I'm going for. I'm going to try and get a fire cape on my 2 alt accounts. They are both level 87, 63 range, so not really all too high, but hey, fight capes is not really that tough.
Bruh.
Yeah, that pissed me off. As you can see, I clicked to walk into the safe spot, and then clicked Jad too quickly afterwards, and because of my ping, my character just walked out and attacked Jad, and then he one-hit me with a headbutt. So that was a little bit frustrating. Yeah, I chimped the f out on this Jad kill, and I misclicked my Mage Protect and got one hit again. And because of my rage, I instantly went back into the fight caves for another attempt because I just wanted to have this done so bad. I wanted that nice satisfying pick of all of my accounts with fire caves, and I forgot to record that run. The run that I actually ended up succeeding on, I forgot to record. So anyway, that was a little bit irritating. But here, of course, is a picture that I sent to my friends and put up in our Discord chat channel because I was very proud of what I had achieved. At this point, I also changed the look of all of my characters to being female and having purple skin because I thought it looked cool. Anyway, moving forward, the next things that I really wanted to work on were Full Void and Arclight, because these items would all be very, very helpful in slaying Corporal Beast if I wanted to do that. Corporal Beast is probably my favorite boss in old school RuneScape. A lot of people complain about pest control, but I actually don't mind it at all. I probably spent 3 or 4 days obtaining Full Void on all of these accounts because I did not do it all at the same time. I ended up doing it on this account first, Iron Skiller, and then I moved on to doing it on the other 2 accounts later on. So after obtaining Full Void on all the accounts, I was really happy with what I achieved. I was extremely satisfied with the progress that I had made on these accounts, and I really wanted to look towards actually trying some sort of PvM activity. So I decided I wanted to obtain the Arclight next and attempt my favorite boss in the game, Corporal Beast. My main account already has the highest tier spec restore pool in the player-owned house, so I wouldn't have to train construction on any of the alternate accounts. I would just be able to use the main's spec restore pool for draining Corporal Beast's stats. So I camped a few days in the Catacombs of Kourend, trying to obtain myself 3 ancient shards on each account. I obtained 3 ancient shards on 2 out of the 3 accounts very quickly, but the 3rd account took probably somewhere in the realm of 5 to 6 hours longer than the other 2 accounts, which was very much a troll. After that, I went, of course, and obtained the Darklight Sword from the Shadow of the Storm quest, which I only had to do a few quests to obtain, and then we get to this point. This picture was another one that I sent to my friends in the Discord channel because, of course, I was very, very satisfied with what I had achieved on these accounts, and the very next day I went ahead and did some Corporal Beast. By the way, if you're interested in watching the progress of these accounts live, I have been live streaming over on Twitch a lot lately, and I've really been enjoying myself. So if you're interested in checking out the live progression of these accounts and, chatting with me about what I'm doing and why, then make sure to pop on over to twitch.tv/BaronPike. Anyway, moving forward, did some Corporal Beast on these accounts. I was unable to afford 4 Zamorakian Spears because these are pretty pricey. However, that being said, obtaining the Bandos God Swords was a little more in the realm of possibility. I had just enough money to afford a set of them. So, since I couldn't afford 4 Zamorakian Spears, I would of course use Ruby Bolt's E on the other 3 accounts, as this would be the most effective method for taking him down. But ultimately, this wasn't really worth it, considering that I had to use 4 accounts to do this, and given that I was playing all 4, I was still only able to get somewhere in the realm of 9 to 10 kills per hour. So moving on, I definitely wanted to do a lot of questing. I figured it would be extremely valuable if, alongside obtaining 4 PvM'ing accounts, I could also turn them into farming accounts, like herb run accounts. Through herb runs, I calculated that I should be able to sustain the membership of all of these accounts just simply by doing the herb runs, and all of the profits made from PvM could be put towards training these accounts and making them more effective. Just yesterday, we had a clan event with the clan that I am part of, and we all went to Bandos, and there was 7 of us in attendance. And by 7 of us, I mean there was actually 4 of us, and 4 of the 7 accounts present were being controlled by me. The Bandos trip was extremely successful. Now, of course, this wasn't just me. I also had 3 other friends with, I guess one of them was a completely maxed account, the other guy was a fairly high-leveled account, so we're talking about me having a lot of backup from friends of mine. But that being said, with these 7 accounts in the God Wars Dungeon Chamber, we were able to camp it indefinitely. Our prayer was completely sustained through the super restore drops from Grador and the prayer altar, which is inside the Bandos room. As well as that, we were all able to completely sustain our healing through using Guthans and Bones to Peaches. This meant that the only real limit to how long I could camp here, assuming that I could achieve this same level of self-sustaining Bandos trip, the only consumable that would eventually be limited would be super combat potions. Of course, only having to dose super combat potion every probably 8 to 10 minutes would mean that these accounts could camp inside the chamber for hours, potentially. Now, I wasn't tanking, my friend was tanking, and he has a full Justiciar set, which of course makes him pretty tanky, and I can't currently afford one of these sets, so I'm gonna have to either borrow his or probably just substitute in a lower tiered armor set, like either Guthan's armor with a Dragon Fire Shield. That's probably the best I can do. But that pretty much brings us up to where we are now. I'm really proud of what I've achieved on these accounts. Another thing that I completely forgot to mention up until this point is I've also achieved full Graceful on all of these accounts, and they are all level 68 agility for access to the Trollheim shortcut to the herb patch. However, I would need to use a Summer Pie to boost 5 levels to 73, as 73 is the actual requirement for this. As well, 68 agility is the requirement for the Making Friends with My Arm quest, which unlocks one of the herb patches that I was hoping to unlock on these accounts. So I'm really glad that I did that agility training early on, because it made lots of quests extremely easy. Anyways, I guess that's pretty well all that I have to say today. Again, if you're really interested in seeing the progression of these accounts live, I plan to be doing more PvM, probably some Dagonoth Kings and some Bandos soon here in the future, as these accounts have become high enough level to very efficiently do those bosses. So if you're interested in seeing one guy play anywhere in the realm of 4 to 6 accounts at the same time and be doing some bossing or maybe just some training like agility or mining or something, if you're interested in chatting, getting to know me, then yeah, stop by my Twitch channel. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter, as I am always going to be making a post before I go live on Twitch, so that all of you can catch the broadcast. Well, that's just about all that I wanted to say for today. Probably don't expect another Hivemind video in the near future, maybe within a month or so, but right now I'm just going to be focusing my time and effort into playing Lady Falador and these accounts, as well as the defense tank. I will, of course, be getting back to the Hivemind accounts in the future, because I know there are some people out there who really love those accounts. Anyways, that's just about all that I have to say for today. Have a good one, everybody. I hope you're all staying safe, and happy scaping.